Hello ladies and gents, welcome to my channel. This video is going to be a little bit different. So for those of you that know me, I normally do readings on here. I also share information on here. How to start a tarot business is the video, it's the topic of the video I'm going to be sharing. So I'm just give you some insight and tips on like how to start your tarot business. Certain things you can use, free tools and things like that, little ideas and things like that. The first thing you want to do is you want to get familiar with a deck of tarot cards or playing cards. You would never want to go into a business and it's like you really don't know or you're not too sure. You want to be as confident as possible. The first thing you want to do is you want to build up a community. You understand what I'm saying? So building up a community is like, making people aware, using social media, posting, using social media platforms, along with networking with people outside of social media. Because I recommend this. Most people that start a tarot business, they get stuck behind the screen. I would say, please go buy business cards and flyers and go outside the old-fashioned way. Hand out business cards and flyers so people could be aware of your business. Another thing is, if you're somebody that plans on making content, you need to have consistent content. You understand what I'm saying? Even if you got to find a way to connect your accounts, or even if you got to ask somebody to help you, I would recommend that. Another thing I'm going to recommend is that try to spend at like less money as possible. So you want to use all the free resources. The only thing you should be paying for is really technically the deck of tarot cards or oracle cards you're using to start your business, or your certification in tarot. I went to Allison.com and I got a certification in reading tarot cards. If you don't want to go to Allison.com, you can go to Udemy.com, and it is a good thing to have to show that you are experienced at what it is you're doing. I don't claim to be a fortune teller. I'm somebody that I enjoy cards. I enjoy reading energy. But if you are going to start a business, you're being recommended to definitely, try different avenues, but don't get stuck just on social media. You understand what I'm saying? Promote outside, go outside your community, be somebody that keeps content consistent, because without consistent content, you're going to have a hard problem. Another thing you want to do is try to meet other tarot card readers. You understand what I'm saying? See what little things they're doing in order to grow their business, because starting a tarot card reading business is not easy. Are you going to get judged and ridiculed and prosecuted? Yes, the hell you are. The only reason why is because you're the new kid on the block. You're just starting out. Another thing you want to do is you want to definitely make sure that whatever state you're in, make sure, like the state of New York City does not require me to have a certification to do tarot readings. So anybody that lives in the state of New York City, you are allowed to do tarot readings, and you do not need a license or a business license or a certification in order to run your tarot business. Because what happens is sometimes that you'll start a business, and if you don't look up New York state law, even if you got to Google it or talk to the people that's in charge of the state people that runs the business, make sure you following all rules. If you decide to claim self-employment, make sure you know what you're doing. Don't just be doing something because you see everybody else doing it. One of the things I learned was that before I started this business, I made sure that I did not need a business license or a permit to start a tarot card business. So I'm in the state of New York City. For some of you out there, if you are out there in different states, you may want to look this up because every state is different. Like I was saying, I recommend you get the certification so that way it gives you a good look and it shows that you put effort into your business. Another thing you want to do is have tarot card parties. Invite people over that are into spiritual readings. You can have tarot card parties where you and your friends get together, play around with the cards, have a little fun. You understand what I'm saying? You also want to be somebody that's definitely serious about your tarot business. Another thing you can do is you can exchange business cards with other tarot readers. So if you meet somebody that reads tarot and they in another community different than yours, exchange business cards. Another thing you may want to do is you may want to go to different spiritual shops. You understand what I'm saying? That offer readings, and let them know that you do readings as well. They can also reference you. These are ways of networking in order to, like, put yourself out there. Because when you start a tarot card business, ain't nobody gonna tell you what to do. You on your own. You're gonna have to find your way. You understand what I'm saying? Another thing you want to do is never feel upset if somebody doesn't agree with your readings. You understand what I'm saying? So if somebody say, oh, the reading is not accurate, don't let that discourage you. It is what it is. Because I tell anybody, I'm not a psychic, I'm not a fortune teller. It's whatever the cards that come out. For some of you out there, you are being highly recommended to take your time. Definitely, you could use Carvana to make your own little flyer, you know what I'm saying? Print out some flyers and, distribute it out. You may want to be somebody like you can determine the price you want for your energy. You understand what I'm saying? For me, I charge $25 for general readings because I'm confident and I feel like my energy is worth that. Another thing you could do is if you don't want to charge, you could tell somebody to make a donation. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got some people, they're going to try to manipulate you. The moment you get in the tarot card reading, you got people that's going to come to you and they're going to want free readings. You understand what I'm saying? You got people that will want free readings so they could either like talk about you. There's a pros and a cons of when you start a tarot business. You understand what I'm saying? Another thing I'm going to share with you is look up the history of tarot cards. So that way nobody can't come to you saying, oh, you're doing divination, witchcraft, or black magic. Because that's the first thing somebody's going to say to you the moment they see a deck of tarot cards, because they never did the history on it. They never looked at where tarot cards originally came from. You understand what I'm saying? You may want to have that type of information handy on you. Another thing you want to do is know that when you start your tarot business, don't be afraid to, meet with others, collaborate with others. You understand what I'm saying? Another thing you could do with your tarot card business, if you decide you want to make candles, soaps, there's a lot of things you can do. But when you're first starting out, I would say definitely take your time. Make sure that you're in the right as far as your legal paperwork if it's needed. Like I said, in the state of New York City, you don't need no legal paperwork. You understand what I'm saying? Also make sure that you are not overspending or killing yourself. If you're going to get business cards, try to sign up with websites like Vistaprint, Gotprint.com. It's your first time and you can get a discount on some cards. You understand what I'm saying? If you can get somebody that's willing to print your flyer for free, you may want to look into that. You understand what I'm saying? Utilize all the free resources before you have to put money into anything, and definitely use all the free social media platforms so that way you'd be all right. Another thing you could do is if you wanted to, when you start your tarot card business, you understand what I'm saying? Things are not going to skyrocket from the beginning. It's not. It's going to be a process. You're not going to get rich over doing tarot card readings. It may take you a little while to get consistent clients that feel comfortable coming to you to get a reading. But just don't let nobody drain your energy and get free readings all the time or every time they see you, because they know that's what you're into. Because you got some people that the moment something do play out or go well for them, they want a free reading all the time for free. They don't give you no money. So not saying you're money hungry. Another thing I'm going to recommend is when you start your tarot card business, don't play on nobody that lost somebody. So that means if someone passed away in their family, you may want to recommend them maybe not to get a reading. I would say that. Don't play on nobody that has deceased loved ones. Don't try to get over on nobody financially because they're vulnerable and they're coming to you for a reading. I would tell anybody that's about to start a tarot card business, because for some of you out here, you got people, they'll see you starting a tarot card business and they'll try to get over on you. And then there are some people out there you're going to meet. They get over and play on people's emotions and their vulnerability because they lost somebody close to them and things like that. And sometimes when people lose people in death, they want a reading. I tell anybody, I do not talk to dead spirits. I can't tell you what your dead aunt, your dead mama said, your dead daddy said. I don't do none of that. I don't proclaim none of that because that's not who I am. Only God can communicate to you. I'm not a medium. I'm not a psychic. So one of the things you want to do is establish your rules and guidelines. You may also want to let it be known there's no refunds or readings, and be somebody that's diversified in your payments. Don't just take cash. Set up a Venmo account. Venmo, Cash App, a Square account. You understand what I'm saying? Be somebody that's both physical and digital as far as collecting your earnings for your readings. You understand what I'm saying? And keep track of your readings as well when you do start getting consistent clients, because that's going to help you and develop a good habit. When starting a tarot card business, one of the things I will share with you is that everybody is not going to be happy for you. You understand? But don't let that discourage you. Don't let that make you feel like, oh, I don't have it in me or have what it takes in order to start my business. No, start your business. Even if you don't have nobody supporting you, even if you don't have nobody that's willing to jumpstart you and sponsor you, go start your business. Even if you got to start with a YouTube channel, a TikTok, even if you got to start with Facebook, Instagram, you understand? If you got to start with a cheap deck of cards, whatever it is you got to do, please don't let nobody discourage you, or because you're not making any money, don't let nobody tell you, oh, you should quit, you should give up. Tarot card readings and being into tarot cards can be a beautiful experience depending on your perception of it. Is this the only thing I do? No. But I would just say that's another thing. Be somebody that's a little diversified. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you start getting into tarot card readings, it will open up different avenues, different doors for you. Another thing I'm going to recommend is don't ever use no tarot cards to talk to no spirits. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's some of you out here, you are intuitive, or you'll learn how to read the cards so well, somebody will be like, oh, you doing witchcraft, you talking to spirits. It's like, no, that ain't what happened. So for some of you out here, when you start reading tarot cards, anytime you get a deck in your hand, you're familiar with it because you have experience. I've been doing tarot cards readings now going on 5 years, and I love it. It's something I enjoy. It's something I do even when I don't get paid. It's like I enjoy doing the readings. I love different decks of tarot cards. You understand what I'm saying? It makes me happy. I would say if you're going to get into this business, get into it for the right reasons. Don't get into it trying to get rich. Don't get into it thinking you're going to know the future, because you got some people, they get into this particular readings and they don't really understand or get what it really is about. You understand what I'm saying? Don't sit up there and let nobody manipulate you. Another thing I'm going to recommend is don't ever use tarot cards to talk to dead spirits. Don't ever use tarot cards to try to communicate to any spirits, because you might get attacked by a trickster spirit or a demon. Don't ever use tarot cards to try to communicate beyond what God has told you. God always come first. I always recommend that you pray before you do your readings, and before you start your tarot card business, you may want to go to God. Ask God to give you some guidance, because sometimes without guidance and you doing things by yourself, not that you'll do anything wrong, but you don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got people that'll try to manipulate you and do things to you to make you think that your tarot cards are a problem. Don't let nobody do that to you. They got different various of cards. But starting a business take time. You may want to write out your business ideas for your tarot business before you start. What social media platforms are you comfortable with? How are you going to communicate with your clients? How do you want to accept payment, especially we're dealing with a global pandemic and stuff like that. So you may want to be somebody that, jot down your ideas, think it through, but don't think so long that you don't take no type of action. You understand what I'm saying? Because that happens in life. It's like you got some people, they say, oh, I want to do something, and they never do it. They talk a whole lot, but they never did it. You understand what I'm saying? When I started my tarot card business, I will not forget it. I winged it. And when I mean by winged it, meaning like I didn't know exactly, but I learned. I had a Spanish deck, and I don't speak no Espanol. I don't speak no Spanish, but when I got an official deck in my hands, you understand? Because you got to get familiar with the 4 suits and the major arcanas. You understand what I'm saying? So for some of you out there, when you start your tarot card business, take your time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't let nobody try to put negative thoughts in your head like, oh, don't do that. That's no good. You ain't going to make no money. There's no future in tarot card reading. Bull crap. Another thing you might want to do is you may want to get a text for free Google number, so that way your personal line for your regular life and your clients that are hitting you up for readings is separate. You understand what I'm saying? So you may just want to do things separately and take your time and make sure you're happy. Don't ever do something where you're not happy or you're discontent, and just know you can do it by yourself. When I started my tarot card business, I started by myself. Nobody didn't give me no money for it. Nobody didn't help me. Nobody didn't sponsor me. I started it by myself. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't have no regrets about it. Even when I went through difficult times and hardships in my life, I still kept doing readings because it made me happy. It brings me peace. And see, anytime you find something you really passionate about, that you love, that you're willing to do for free, God will send you in your abundance and send you in your money. But you got to be patient. You understand? Because some people get into this looking to get over on people. So don't be one of those people if you start a tarot card reading business. And also make sure that you keep track of everything you spend into your business, areas you promote, and network with other businesses that will let you leave business cards and flyers in their business. You understand what I'm saying? And don't let what other people say about tarot card reading discourage you or cause you to back out, not to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do that. Because what happens is that somebody negative thoughts or what they try to project onto you, that's how they really feel about themselves. Because they never did it. You understand what I'm saying? I can't take advice from somebody with like, you never did it. So for some of you out here, I highly recommend that. And definitely don't let nobody try to manipulate you or trick you into believing you won't be successful or you will not make it. So to everyone out here in the collective that's interested in starting a tarot card reading business, I will highly recommend that, you go out there, you get started, and do it with confidence. Thanks for tuning into my channel. If you have any questions or would like to share any information, my email will be down below in the description box along with all my information. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.